Hi everyone, welcome to Korean Express YouTube channel. Learning how to compare in Korean is very important because it helps you express your thoughts more clearly in daily life. Because every now and then we kind of compare things with each other or people or attitude or qualities. So learning comparison is very important. So I decided to make a video series where we learn how to make comparisons in Korean. In the previous videos, we learned how to say more and less in Korean using 더 and 덜, and also how to say more than and less than using 보다 along with 더 and 덜. So, if you have not watched those two videos yet, then don't worry, I'll share the link of the playlist on comparisons in Korean in the description of this video so that you have an easier access to all those videos. And please, I suggest you all to learn this concept of comparison because it is very important. Now, in this final video of the comparison in Korean series, we'll learn how to say the most in Korean using 가장 and 제일. That is, we are going to talk about superlatives. Okay, how to make superlative sentences using 가장 and 제일. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So, as I said, we are going to talk about how to say the most in Korean. So in Korean, 가장 and 제일, they are used to express the meaning of the most. Okay, their English translation is the most. They are used when you want to say that something has a higher degree among all others. Okay, something stands out more than everything else. For example, someone is the prettiest, the most beautiful girl. So there, a girl, she is standing out in beauty more than everyone else. Okay, she is the most beautiful girl. So she has got the highest degree of beauty, right? So in that case, you use these two words, 가장 and 제일. Both of them, they have the same meaning, and therefore they are interchangeable. They can be used interchangeably in sentences. But one thing is that tail is more commonly used in spoken Korean. That is in our everyday conversation. Okay, just keep this in mind. It's okay to use 가장 in your conversation, but you will find that tail is more often, more commonly used in everyday conversations. Okay, now let's see how to use 가장 and 제일 in sentences. Okay, how to frame these superlative sentences using these two words. Let's take a look. 가장 or 제일, they are placed before an adjective to emphasize that something is the most. Okay, for example, you are saying most beautiful. So beautiful is an adjective. You place most just before that. This is, I'm giving you an example from English. But you keep this in mind that English is just a kind of support that you can take while learning Korean. You cannot rely on the English grammar while learning Korean grammar because they are very different in many aspects. Okay? I'm just giving you a kind of hint how these words are used. So, suppose in Korean you have to say most beautiful. Beautiful in Korean is 아름답다, 아름다워요, right? So, most beautiful, 가장 아름다워요, or 제일 아름다워요. Okay? So, the 가장 or 제일, it is placed just before the adjective to say something is the most. Now, You generally don't use 가장 or 제일 with verbs by itself. Very important point. If you want to use 가장 or 제일 with verb, you have to attach an adverb with the verb. Okay, so 가장 and 제일, they are normally used together with an adverb whenever there is a verb present in the sentence. So this is the format. 가장 제일, then comes the adverb, and then the verb. Okay, the verb that is being modified by that adverb. Except in cases like 좋아하다 or 싫어하다, the adverb is often dropped, and 가장 or 제일, it can directly be used with either of these verbs. Okay, 좋아하다 is to like something, and 싫어하다 is to dislike or to hate something. So you can use 가장 or 제일 directly with these verbs without using an adverb, but whenever you are talking about other verbs, you have to use an adverb in the sentence whenever you are using 가장 or 제일. I hope you're getting this. I hope you understand how to use 가장 or 제일 with adjective and with verbs. Now what we are going to do, we are going to take a look at various example sentences where we are going to use 가장 and 제일 with adjectives and with verbs. So, first of all, let's see how to use 가장 or 제일 with adjectives. Look at the first example. The Nile is the longest river in the world. 나일강은 세계에서 가장 긴 강이에요. 나일강, Nile River. 세계에서, in the world. 세계 is world. 가장 means the most. So what are you implying over here is that the Nile is the longest river. So in Korean, the adjective to be long is 길다. Here, we're using that adjective in the form of a modifier. So it becomes 긴, longest river. 가장 긴 강이에요. Okay? I hope you are getting this. I hope you understand the grammar. If you are confused in the grammatical part of this sentence, then don't worry. I'll share the link of the video in which I explained how to use adjectives as modifier. So there you can understand how 길다 is converted to 긴. Long river, 긴 강이에요. Longest river, 가장 긴 강이에요. Okay? Next, that girl is the prettiest in our school. 저 여자는 우리 학교에서 가장 예뻐요. That girl, 저 여자. Our school, 우리 학교. To be pretty, 예쁘다, present tense conjugation, 예뻐요. Prettiest, 가장 예뻐요. Very simple. Next, Minnie is the tallest in our class. 미니가 우리 반에서 키가 제일 커요. Minnie is written like this. Our class, 우리 반에서. To be tall is 키가 커요. We know this. 키 is height, and to have a big height means to be tall. So it is 키가 커요. Tallest, 키가 제일 커요. Okay? Next, this problem is the most difficult. 이 문제가 제일 어려워요. This problem, 이 문제. To be difficult, 어려워요. Most difficult, 제일 어려워요. Okay? Now, I hope you understand how we can use 가장 or 제일 with adjective to say the most adjective. Alright? Now, let's move ahead with verbs. So as I said earlier, whenever we have to use 가장 or 제일 with verb, we need to have an adverb present in the sentence. Okay? Let's take a look at the first example. My brother studies the hardest. 제 남동생이 가장 열심히 공부해요. My brother, 제 남동생. To study, 공부하다, present tense 공부해요. To study hard or to study diligently. 열심히 공부해요. 열심히 here is an adverb. Hardest, 가장 열심히 공부해요. Okay, you can see how first comes 가장, then comes the adverb, and then comes the verb. Next, cheetah runs the fastest. 치타가 가장 빨리 달려요. Cheetah is written like this. To run, 달려요. To run fast, 빨리 달려요. Fastest, 가장 빨리 달려요. Okay? Next, I watch movies the most often at night. 저는 밤에 영화를 제일 자주 봐요. I is 저는, night, 밤, movie, 영화. To watch, 봐요. Watch, often, 자주 봐요. The most often, 제일 자주. Watch, the most often, 제일 자주 봐요. Okay? So here the subject in the sentence is implying that he or she watches movies the most often at night. Okay? Most of the time, she or he, they watch movie at night. Okay? My sister sleeps the most. 제 언니는 제일 많이 자요. My sister, 제 언니. To sleep, 자다, present tense conjugation, 자요. Sleep the most. 제일 많이 자요. Okay, here I have used the adverb 많이. 많이 means a lot. Sleeps a lot. Alright? Now, let's move ahead and see how to use 가장 or 제일 with the verbs 좋아하다 and 싫어하다. As we know, there is no need to use an adverb while using 가장 제일 with these verbs. I like coffee the most. 저는 커피를 가장 좋아해요. 저는 I, coffee, 커피. Like the most, 가장 좋아요. Okay? I hate mosquitoes the most. 저는 모기를 제일 싫어해요. 저는 mosquito, 모기. To hate the most, 제일 싫어요. Okay, this is very simple. Now, a very important note. Negative superlative sentences. You might be thinking that we are talking about the most in Korean. What about the least? Right? So, here we are going to talk about that. To make a negative superlative in Korean, what you can do is you can use 안 or 치않다 with 가장 or 제일. Now, these two words, 안, 치않다, they are used in a sentence to make that sentence negative, to have a negative nuance in that sentence. If you don't know how to use them, then I'll share the link of the video in which I explained how to use an and 치않다 in sentences. Okay, so don't worry. So if you have to make a negative superlative in Korean, you use an or 치않다 with 가장 or 제일. For example, look over here. Science is the least easy subject. 과학은 가장 안 쉬운 과목이에요. 과학 means science. Subject, 과목. Least easy. Okay, easy in Korean is 쉽다. Now here, you are using it as a modifier, this adjective. So it becomes 쉬운. Least easy, 가장 안 쉬운. Okay, if you have to say science is not an easy subject, So in Korean, it is going to be 과학은 안 쉬운 과목이에요. Okay, but you are emphasizing that it is the least easy subject. So you attach 가장 with an. Okay, I hope you understand this. Now, what happens is in everyday Korean, it is much more common to use the opposite adjective instead of making a negative superlative. For example, you can change this sentence into science is the hardest subject and it will sound more natural. Instead of saying science is the least easy subject. 과학은 가장 어려운 과목이에요. Okay? So here in Korean also, the opposite adjective is used instead of making a negative superlative. Alright? Instead of saying 가장 안 쉬운, you say 가장 어려운. Instead of saying least easy, you say hardest. Okay, I hope you understand this. So this is for your information, so you don't get confused about why we are not using the least in our sentences and we are talking about the most all the time, right? So that is the reason that in everyday Korean it is more natural, more common to use the opposite adjective instead of making a negative superlative. All right? So in this video, we learned how to say the most in Korean using 가장 and 제일. I hope you liked this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe Korean Express YouTube channel. Thank you.